ladies and gentlemen, I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome to Dark Souls 2. I've been Scholar of the First Sin, specifically. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been holding off because I half expected them to announce a remake of this game. Like, I'm not kidding, I'm half expecting them, with the release of Armored Core 6, to say, hey, we're gonna branch out and let a company remaster Dark Souls 2 like they did Dark Souls 1. Wouldn't surprise me, and I've been holding off this whole year from starting it because I wanted to see if the remaster was coming. As things stand, since we have gone so stone silent for the DLC for Elden Ring, I'm just going to push ahead. If they announce the remaster, so be it. Dark Souls 2 was a game I very much was looking forward to, and I remember enjoying the hell out of. It is also a game I own currently the PS3 and the PS4 versions of. And I will look forward to the day they tell me the PS5 remaster comes out and I just sit there, laugh, and go, here's your money, shut up. Anyway, this is also the game that actually I have the split opinion of being either the easiest of the Souls series or the hardest. That determination comes down to the secondary title. And basically the question of, are you going for all the DLC stuff? If yes, this is the longest and hardest of the Dark Souls series. Like, flat out, no competition. The DLC stuff takes a long time to do, and it is rough. However, if you're doing the base game, it's not that bad. It's pretty short, actually. But it's only when you're going to go for the information you need for the heaviest and the hardest stuff, to get what I would like to consider the true end to this game. Yeah. But we'll get into that after we get into the starting point. This is also a bit of a unique thing bear in mind, there are several aspects of when I talk about these games about how they interconnect. Dark Souls 2 actually stands alone in several aspects that I'll talk about as we go, but one thing to very much note is this is also the only game wherein something specific about the character you're playing becomes relevant. So, with that being said, let's watch the opening cutscene. Alright, folks, and that's something to note. We don't start with our character created. Let's see. Subtitles, blood on, of course. HUD, always display. I'll adjust the brightness up a couple of ticks just so you guys should be able to see. So you guys should be able to see better as things go, because darkness is a bit of an aspect in this game. And I think for you guys, turning it up a bit will be nice. We'll leave everything else good. Voice chat and cross-region play restricted, yeah. Jump control. Oh, let's leave it to the usual circle. Alright. Let's begin.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land.
I love this opening so much.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. you will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
As I said, this game starts unique to any of the other Souls. For one thing, it acknowledges that... First, it acknowledges that we are here. That we have a past, a whole life we lived. And none of that matters. We were branded. If you check your inventory, it is one of the only 3 items you start with. The Dark Sign, an accursed mark. The Dark Sign induces death, returning the player to the last bonfire rested at the cost of all souls held. Do what you must to gather the pieces, scraping them into some semblance of a whole, before the will to do so fades. A black separation crystal, a symbol of farewells that has been passed down since time immemorial. The crystal sends phantoms back to their homes, or sends you back to yours. Whether ending in hope or despair, encounters are valuable experiences. Beware fickle use of this item. Use it if you feel you must, or if you feel it will best benefit you. The bonus Bone of Order. However, this charm will disperse the eye direct at you, but sins are not easily buried. There's no telling if you'll be let off so easily next time each encounter, and life is a precious turn of fate. Basically, this is a get-out-of-jail-free card for a bad online session. In addition, we start with the Imported Hood. Hemp hood that fully covers the face and provides protection from the elements, and little more. The cursed souls who wander the lands have a strange way of ending up here, as if drawn from far away by some force. Yep. Traveler's Tunic won't provide much in the way of protection. Yep. Same with the gloves. Yep. And the trousers. Now, like I said, this is a bit unique. We haven't created our character, chosen a class, or anything of the sort. But we've come to the things betwixt an seemingly underground area that should feel very familiar. After all, we were somewhere similar to this in Lordran, with the Lake of Ash. But that was far more open, but there is a crack in the sky there. Now, the other thing to note is how we got here. Unlike every other Souls game, it tells you pretty point blank how you got where you started. We jumped down into a whirlpool. And if you go back and watch the opening, folks, it's a blink and you miss it moment, but the panning shot across the ocean, if you pause it, you'll note that the bottom of the lake bed is covered in skeletons. The reason I bring this up is because the simple truth is, a lot of people like to divide this as, well then, as I said, I believe one took place first. Elden Ring is the oldest game. Then it's 1, 2, 3. Demon Souls, then Bloodborne is the furthest out. Basically, I believe 1, 2, and 3 set the preface for those chalice dungeons. They're what each of the countries and places mentioned in the chalice dungeons fall to, is eventually their reactions across the various iterations, shall we call it. Because one thing that this game will drill into you is first, you are not the first. The first was Dark Souls 1. That was the Chosen Undead. What the Chosen Undead did, though, which Chosen Undead it was, is where the multiverse has started to crack. The universe is stretching out and trying to find equilibrium. Because when Gwyn linked the fire, he linked it to a power so much greater than himself, he lost control and created a crack. That crack led him here. The things betwixt. The lands between. A place that I believe Elden Ring will show that my theory is that in Elden Ring, we are sealing away a power that will basically be reached back to again and again by greedy souls. So, at least that's my working theory at the moment. Now, as far as what 1 and 2 is, 1 represents the physical world. I believe 2 to be a non-physical world. We've shed our actual mortal body. It's the reason we start off half dead. We're not human anymore. We don't have to be killed. We lost our lives by jumping into that whirlpool. Our physical body is shed. We're here in a world of souls and memories. So, let's see what these memories can connect to. Because remember, the lands of the living and dead were united and broken at the same time, thanks to Queen Marika's interference. And don't mind the little creatures here. They look more terrifying than they are. But as you can see, there are bones everywhere. A tree. A great tree. The sign of warmth and comfort. Well, let's introduce ourselves to the owner. Maybe they have more answers on where we are. 3 old women.
What seems to be the ruckus?
And a 4th young one.
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
What is your name?
Based on the characters I've been using so far from Elden Ring to Dark Souls 1, using the first name of the character, this would be known simply as Subject 15. Yes.
At least you know your own name.
Not a name that we wanted, but was thrust upon
It's
them.
your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
It's generic enough it could be anyone, but that's the point. Who do you remember yourself to be? Not necessarily who you were, but who you remember yourself to be. So let's go down the list. Our class: Knight, Warrior, Knight, Swordsman, Bandit, Cleric, Sorcerer, Explorer, and Deprived. The Warrior is battle-scarred, high strength, dexterity, and skilled with weapons. The Knight, a traveling knight, high HP and adaptability, tough to take down. A finely skilled swordsman, fights gracefully with strong weapons in both hands. This is because this game in particular introduced the ability to dual wield and power stance weapons. We'll get into it later, but It is an extremely potent form of offensive combat, but it does leave you vulnerable. The bandit, a merciless outlaw, high dexterity, skilled with a bow, fights well at various ranges. Though you'll note, not very defensive. The cleric on a pilgrimage. High faith and miracles guide the way. Also starts with a mace, which is actually a really good weapon. The sorcerer, knowledgeable sorcerer, casts sorceries with high intelligence and attunement. We'll get into it, why the magic system in this game is not worth it. I'm sorry, this game above any of the other Souls games is not worth dealing with this magic. Explorer, well-traveled explorer, not terribly powerful, but has many items. A materialist, and many of those items will come in handy. Unclothed, origin unknown, has nothing to fight with except life-affirming flesh. They start the weakest, but that also means they start the most flexible. And for Subject 15, I believe we'll be starting with the deprived start. A gift. The life ring. This old ring slightly increases his HP. A familiar looking effigy. Returns to hallowed to life. A package of healing wares. Various items used to cure poison and restore HP. Essential for anyone traveling Drying Lake. The homeward bone returns you to the last bonfire resting at. However, having one may ease your mind on journey, but there are no easy journeys. The seed grown from a tree of giants, inedible, but may have other uses. The bonfire ascetic. Toss into a bonfire to raise the strength of nearby foes, only for those who seek greater challenges. Or a petrified something. A simple petrified lump. It may be of use someday. Well, oh, what the hell, we'll get the petrified something. Now, that's that. As far as gender, yeah, masculine. Build. There we go. Yeah. Physique. Nope. Toned, built, stacked, yep. Face. Based on their homeland. Okay, hair. Not too many hair options in this game. It's actually kind of sad, but yeah, we'll go with that. Hair color. Black. Eyebrow color. Eyebrows. Eyebrow color matching the top. There we go. Eye color. A brilliant yellow. Beard. Yeah, the full. Alright. Tattoo. Yeah, that works. Yep, that works for that. For face. Then advanced settings. You know what? I'm gonna leave it actually. I think that works pretty good for Subject 15. Okay. Big buff guy. I'd say that's a good way to start. Is this your true self? This was Subject 15 at the start of his story, marked and branded for another's ownership, but seeking freedom all the same.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know.
Well,
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
but I can still get them back if I try. So, yep. So there we are. But we didn't lose everything, so at the very least, for modesty's sake, I know it's a whole thing in the Souls community to, run around naked just because you can, but I think some modesty won't hurt us. And let's speak to each of the ladies before we depart. And they seem to find our predicament quite funny.
You must go on a journey without rest. Well, I suppose if you find yourself at an impasse. But if your will is yet unbroken, then you may return here to start again with a clean slate.
Indeed. And yourself, good lady?
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is the Old Women were once firekeepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on.
So that's a point to take around. These old women were firekeepers, the people who were bound to keep the bonfires lit. And as you might expect, there were 3 of them here, and there was one we met in the outside world that directed us to here in the first place. And a chest. Another human effigy. And as we can imagine, this is where Millibeth prepares foods and goods for the ladies. Not the most comfortable of places, but it keeps the cold out. So, let us begin our journey. Bear in mind, little stone tablets here. Bonfires are places of respite. You may also light torches on them. Just like so. Alright. Yeah, you can burn effigies, or you can use them to become humaning and regain your HP. Now, this game also works on a very different mechanic than most of the others. There are several things you need to know. First of all, they aren't kidding about lighting a torch. Use toggle here at the bonfires. Each torch you find gives you, though, 5 minutes. Let's see if I can... I forget where they put it. I believe it's in status. Well, here. Light the torch. Yeah. You have 5 minutes of light. And the torch is basically an offhand weapon. And you will need to light torches at times. So, try and save your time for when you need it. Now, this whole area is very much your tutorial. You can run straight through if you wish, but you'll miss out on some stuff, so enter the mist and gain knowledge that will help you on your way. R1 is your attack with your right-hand weapon. Yep. We start out fairly weak. R3 the target, R2 switch targets. Alright. Then hold L and circle to dash, like so. So, note that distant rumbling sound we hear. It's very much the same as what we heard back when we visited Ash Lake. Ow. Yep. And you can light torches. Note that while you're holding a torch, you can only defend with it. And you can hear the zombies all over the place. This teaches us about back attacks. Yep. Without a weapon, your bare fists don't do much. And keep lighting torches to help you along your way. A dagger. Something to help us. And if you want to extinguish, you just press the left button. But now, it nearly doubles our attack by just having a dagger. You can roll to get out of danger, just like so. And indeed, yep, each kill makes us a little stronger. But we only have that in our bare fists to contend with. One thing this game is very noisy. There are very few places in this game that aren't full of sound. But yeah. And finally, circle to backstep from an attack to help you dodge. Alright. go. And from there, we learn the life gem. Life gems. A small stone made up of crystallized souls. Gradually restores a small amount of HP, often found near abandoned corpses, as if it were what remains of the soul. You press square to use items. And finally, R to move the camera so you can practice and know. I never really got to show it off because it glitched in my game, in the first one. But this is this game's traders. If you leave an item here, they will swap it for something else. So, for example, if we drop the petrified, and it becomes a white ring. Let's see what that white ring does. Note also, you can wear 4 rings instead of the 2. Take the appearance of a phantom. A precious ring which grants protection of Kayla, the god of dreams. Makes its wearers appear as a phantom, misleading invaders. He who sets the trap must be wary, for traps are known to be spring upon their owners. So, it just makes us look like a phantom and not the main host. Not an especially necessary item, but I'd take a moment to remind you all that this lore here gives us the name of the god of dreams in this world. Kayla. Kind of a resemblance to another name we'd know well. From Elden Ring, who is one of the twins, and the most hated name because it is one that Mikula. The soul light sconces with a torch, yeah. I already showed that off. And drops you back down. Now, that would be our first tutorial done. Let's see about our next one. Wield the right-hand weapon two-handed. Hold it to wield your left-hand weapon two-handed. For a dagger, there's not much difference. But it can at least get us a little more damage. Circle while dashing to dash jump. Note the dash jump isn't very good in this game. But it was sufficient to get us over here. But the gaps are relatively small and there's not really much in the way of platforming in this game. So, just be aware. I just wanted to show that off. That's not the end of the tutorial though, but I do want to light our torch. So we can light this sconce. And actually I think we can get directly up. Note that even while you're on the ladder, your time doesn't move. So, at the very least, you're not completely screwed. But note that you have to drop here, but we have something to see. When equipped with a shield, you may parry. You may plunging attack while falling. And you may L1, R1 to guard break. This is something a little specific. Yep. Ow. Yeah. What guard breaking is a heavy attack specifically meant to break a guarding enemy. And there we go. Just wanted to light this one, because once you... Alright. Just so, but we did miss something in this room. A tablet. Yep. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I don't think the dagger's really got one. But in this side room, on yet another corpse, a cracked red eye orb. This game gives you pretty early access to online play stuff, so it can be worthwhile in some cases if you're really into it. It's not my taste, but to each their own. Now here, we get early introduction to a basilisk. Those rough enemies from the sewers that turn you to stone. There's one here, so... and another one, and one of the soldiers. One of the little... But you'll notice, the basilisk kind of screwed itself. It froze an enemy that's right in front of that gate. So there's not much it can do. Alright. But unfortunately, but that's about as far as we can get at this point. So for now, all we can do is advance down through the crack. We've lit every sconce. Let's continue on. Through a narrow path. Past many pools of blood, which we'll get to why later. To say hello to Majula. A town that sits on the shore, overlooking the sea. A small town. Ah, another bonfire. So, the far fire. Far from where? Well, where should we start? I suppose by meeting the locals. Pardon me 1 second. There we go. That's a little better. I think the wind blowing effect was getting a little loud. I actually turned down the music just a little too. There. I think that's a little better. Alright. So yeah, folks. Welcome to Majula. A small town overlooking a coast. Well, seems there's mountains in almost every direction. Oh, it looks like that's a castle. In fact, it looks like there were walls and castle walls protecting this whole area at one point. Hey, another castle it looks like over there. Truthfully, it almost looks like a Buddha statue is raising up out of it. And there's a monument there overlooking the sea. Perhaps a marker to help ships guide ships. Well, let's start with the houses over here and work our way around. Also worth noting, there's another path we skipped over by coming down here. There's something over there. Oh, and an item we missed over here. Divine Blessing. Those were fairly rare. Yeah, fully restores HP and cures all status effects. These were really rare in the original game. Holy water endowed with a divine blessing. Cures status effects and fully restores HP. Water blessed by an ancient goddess, her name long forgotten, and the Magic Academy of Melphia denies even her existence. In any age there is those who refuse to see reason. It is their meddling that allows us to see the truth. So, there's a path over here that's overridden with branches. Branches and trees. Another thing to note, the path we did use to come here, ends in the crack in a mountain. Almost if something was cut, shorn. The question I would ask you, did they cut from here in? Or did they cut from there out? Which way do you think it was? There's no right answer. I'm just curious what you all think. Anyway, that aside, let's start exploring the town. The first thing to note, there's a big hole in the center with, oh, I guess maybe it's a local tradition maybe to drop things down there. Well, I don't think we'd survive the fall, so we'll have to figure out something else. Let's see. Oh, there's someone here. Hello.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor.
Well, hello, Mullen.
Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
Sure. Oh, a shield. That'd be wonderful. If we could afford it. And armor. Yeah. These don't even seem unreasonably priced. Just, unfortunately, we don't have the money at the moment. I'm sorry, Moglin.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there?
No.
It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold.
Yeah.
It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really.
Yeah, why are you staying? By the way, how did you get here from Volgan? I don't remember where I'm from, but surely... Well, maybe we're from there.
A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan.
Oh?
You can't even run a shop without their blessing.
Oh.
They claim to be working for the greater good. Oh, but it's absolute hogwash. Oh, by the gods, why the hell am I here?
Why indeed?
Oh, Well,
Yeah, I'll see you again, Moglin. I just don't have the funds for you at the moment. Yep, Majula. Titanite Shard. So, we are still using Titanite to do our upgrades. Titanite was discovered in an ancient layer of Earth and is said to be a gift of the gods. Titanite of this size has very little power, but it is still a rare find. Now, that's one of the things I bring up when I talk about the timing and the way the games evolve. Because I believe Titanite to be the most decayed form of the ancient ores you use in Elden Ring. Basically, the golden power has faded, and thus the color of Titanite is dulled. Or at least that's how I view it, because then Titanite is eventually diversifies and is basically infused with different powers, which is what we see in 3. Before then all being distilled and broken down into the blood shards that we see in Bloodborne. Nope, the door is locked. We can't enter this place. It's a big mansion, so no surprise. Alright. And in here, nobody's here, but... oh, a rarity for a game, for this Souls game. Somebody left their poor cat alone. Uh-oh, should we close the door so it doesn't... don't want to let the cat out, after all. Aw. Can we pet the cat? Oh, talk.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just
Everyone
about ready
keeps
to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté.
Indeed.
So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
So, Sweet Shalquar. Actually a shop. This cat sells some useful little trinkets if you know what you're looking for. The Ring of the Evil Eye. Absorb HP from defeated foes. It's not as good as you think it is. Silver Cat Ring. The cat sells the Silver Cat Ring. Silver ring depicting a leaping feline. Reduces damage from falling. Legend has it that when cats grow old, a force brews within them, and they are reborn as something new. The Red Eye Ring. A cursed ring depicting a demon eye, become easier to be detected by enemies. If it is tranquility you seek, then you should never have left your home. If you seek strife, then fair enough, but no need to overdo it. It does exactly what it sounds like. The Name Engraved Ring. These are the kind of players who chose the same god to worship. It's literally exactly what it sounds like. If you enter a covenant, this just lets you find your party members easier. Now this is an interesting one. The Ring of Whispers. Ring worn by Roy the Explorer. Hear the inner voices of surrounding foes. Useful for locating hidden enemies, and perhaps a few other things as well. Typically speaking, I'll tell you right now up front, the two rings you will probably want, without realizing it, are going to be the Ring of Whispers and the Silver Cat Ring. The Silver Cat Ring for the hole behind us. The Ring of Whispers for something that's not quite as transparent. In addition, Shalquar sells you Homeward Bones, some Prism Stones, Alluring Skulls, and Lloyd's Talisman. This cat is quite the collector. They can let you find covenants and switch covenants as you will. Does the cat have anything else?
This place is already dead. everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fat. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused.
Well, so long as she's happy with her bit.
Are you going to see the old ones?
The old ones?
Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea?
Oh?
He has lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know?
Apparently quite a bit. Makes you wonder how long this cat's been around.
Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here?
No.
Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, although you'd just as well...
Yeah, that's basically engaging hard mode on a game that's already rough enough.
This place is already...
Alright.
Nothing well, that's...
Alright. Well, at least I don't have to worry about leaving the door unlocked. The cat will probably close it when they're ready. But yeah, what she's talking about is up here. I forget the exact effect or the way it's done. If you enter the Covenant... Yeah, this will set you upon an arduous path. No thank you. Basically, that makes the game harder. I forget the exact terms, like it's an HP buff to some enemies, and it just makes your journey harder. But you do develop greater awe stones, and there are a few little perks that you can get for it, but overall, it's not really worth it. Another life gem on a corpse, unsurprisingly. But there's actually something I skipped over. There's a stone here. Smack it. And a corpse. Holding an Estus flash shard. So, yeah. Taking less damage from falling, and that looks a long way down. Well, we'll figure something out. Ah. And another person. Hello.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door.
Ah. I see. I mean, the window's open, man. You could just climb through, but... This is a dark... and that's everyone's first instinct, like, what? I was playing Elden Ring. You just jump up and through and open the door for him. Sorry, folks. This is the early Souls games. You don't have a jump button.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
So, we'll have to deal with that eventually. In the meantime, there was also mentioned a man up by the monument here. He's really lost everything.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that.
Indeed. So we are in Drang Lake. He's at least confirming that. Majula is simply one town of the Great Kingdom. Let's see. 457,231,279 deaths worldwide. Almost 500 million deaths. How many are you going to contribute, folks?
I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here.
Did we?
Well, that's not true at all.
Oh?
There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody.
What makes you say that?
Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself.
A bit of life.
Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one.
Theoretically, sure.
What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul. And a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now. Like I have.
Why? That means there's potential. Maybe they have... if we break those curse of them, we can get free. Because if we can break their curse, surely our own is not so bad.
Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous.
Especially this game.
You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
Sure, why not? We don't really lose anything for doing this, so... The Blue Seal.
That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us and let the Sentinels pray. Do you feel it suits me just fine? It will grow on you, this place.
And we can learn a gesture from him. Welcome.
Do you see there was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on you, but don't venture too far into. May you find...
Alright. Now here's a little detail. The leathers are worn beyond recognition. I forget the exact terms or condition that cause it, but there is actually a way to recover what was written here. Or at least I remember instinctively what was written here back in the early days of this game. And it was that this monument was built to commemorate when the giants crossed the sea. Now, officially speaking, unlike many of the other games, you actually have two major routes you can use to go through the game. We'll talk about those, but we still have one more person to meet here. And this is one of the most verbose. Hello.
Are you the next monarch?
Maybe.
Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
The Estus flask.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul, King Vendrick.
You may now level up with the power of the Emerald Herald.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
And there's her bidding you to seek misery, seek pain, and seek suffering. For it is by seeking those things you will eventually find greater treasures, greater power, and a greater fate overall. So, seek misery, my friends, for it is the only way to find the truth. The truth is often always painful. If the truth brings you peace, then you've probably only reached an incomplete version of it, and there's more to be found. Now, as I said, we actually have two roads to walk. One is a faded temple there, flooded and fallen into the water. Another belongs to a great fort through a forest. We'll go through the fort, but I want to show you what the other route has to offer first. After all, this is not a journey that will be completed swiftly. Nor am I the type to swiftly complete it. I'm here for the lore, the story, and the experience that this game offers. So, there's one other thing I would like to get our hands on, because it's easy to miss, but I think will come in handy overall, if it's what I remember. So, over here, try not to run off, just walk. And here, down here, here we go. The Morning Star and the Cleric's Sacred Chime. The Morning Star being a better weapon than what we have, but requires far greater strength and dexterity than we currently have. So we couldn't even wield it two-handed. And the Cleric's Sacred Chime. Most clerics receive this as their first sacred chime, a catalyst for miracles and hexes. To use miracles, equip a sacred chime and attune a miracle at a bonfire. The strength of most miracles is affected by the caster's faith. But, as I said before, this game, above and beyond any of the other Souls titles, Magic is not worth it. Binoculars, those will come in handy. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna flat out tell you, magic is not worth it in this game. It's powerful, but there's one particular rule about magic in this game. You will have a very limited number of casts, and even improving the number of casts will sacrifice a good chunk of HP. Literally. To increase it, there's several rings that'll allow it. They'll all, reduce the amount of max HP you have. So you can end up with a very smaller bar than I have now as a high-level caster. And it sounds all well and good. Well, I'll kill them all in one shot. Keep telling yourself that. But yeah. So, we'll take the lower waterways first, just to show this off. Alright. And here we see, examine. This contraption does not move. We can see there's a path over there with an item. But this room won't move, so we're stuck going this way. Be wary of messages. Illusory wall ahead. No, there isn't. As ever, the messages will be confusing and lying in some cases, so learning to decipher or simply testing everything yourself can be a great boon. The Crimson Parma. A standard wooden Parma. The fancy name and nifty paint are surely a merchant's efforts to make this very ordinary shield more attractive. So, has 50% physical 75% physical resist, 40% to magic, 20% to fire, 45 to lightning, dark, 30 to poison, 25 to bleed, 25 to petrification, and 25 to curse. And has the 35 stability. But it does mean we are now have a shield to defend ourselves, which in the end is still more useful than having nothing. Alright, and as we can see, there's a gate here. This torch is here to show you that there's a switch you need to pull to open it. Yep. And again, there's a switch here, but it actually just activates this gate. And here we find a broken thief's sword. It actually requires more strength than a dagger, so we're unable to wield it, at least one-handed. So, Hyde's Tower of Flame. Oh, hello. Oh, I guess he's not interested. No, look. No, it must be a corpse. Look at all the arrows stuck in him. Yeah, no, it must just be a corpse. Actually, no, it's not, folks. It is an enemy, but he does not activate or will not activate at this point in time. Now, for Hyde's Tower of Flame, the most common enemies are these guys. Ow. As you can see, we really don't do good damage to him. And obviously no back attacks, because he's way too big. Though their attacks animation should look fairly familiar. It's the standard 3-sword combo. Again. Luckily, we're faster than him, but it's clear that yeah, we really should get a better weapon before taking him on. Cracked blue eye orb. And if you noticed when we were walking in, a bonfire down here. Excellent. Now, Estus Flask. Alright. The usual rules apply, though. If you kill someone... Alright. Now, this guy's going to be a bit stronger and a little more of a challenge. Also, note how slow your HP goes up from... Ow. Yep. Note, this guy has no shield, but his tracking is much better for his combo. Yep. Yep. Alright. Yeah. That wide swing of his... Yeah, this wide swing has a much wider arc than you think it does. So just be calm, and you can pick these guys off one by one. I'm going to tell you right now, though, don't hit the guys in the armor. You're not ready for them, especially this early on. Alright. Soul of a Nameless Soldier, Human Effigy. Alright. Also, worth noting, on the bottom left corner, you happen to notice those bars under our equipment? Yeah, durability is far more of a thing in this game. As in, many weapons that are some of the best have some of the lowest durability. Yep. Alright. And yes, when his shield is up like that, even though your blows are at his ankles, it still counts. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Oh, went for the fourth. Alright. 2, 3. Nope. Yeah, that's why I only go for 3, because pretty often on the fourth hit, he'll go up, bring that shield up, and it can be... The recoil can eat through your stamina. And leave you vulnerable to a cheap hit. And yeah. Yep. Exactly. Alright. Yeah, because he's actually only here to protect something. Yeah. And I just want to show you what it is and what we'll be dealing with later. Because, simply put, got him. Alright. Now, the reason he was so annoying is because he was guarding something. Note over there, this game loves to do several things, which is let you see something to get an idea, but you won't know what you're looking at till you know. So, for example, what is straight ahead of us is a boss arena. And actually, we can see the reward for the boss up there, which is a communication with that NPC, who, if you're doing a faith-based build, is absolutely fantastic. But the boss arena is kinda small. What you do, and what you want to do on your way to the boss, is look for these switches to pull them. And when you do, you suddenly have more space in the arena. Because at the end of the day, the boss isn't that physically domineering, but what he is huge, is big, and able to push you around. So one of his biggest strategies is just push you off into the water. So, another Lloyd's Talisman, which blocks Estus healing. But yeah, folks. This is for Hyde's Tower of Flame. Unfortunately, however, this is not where we will be staying. Note here, we can also travel. We don't have to pick up we didn't have to get the basin. I believe that the fast travel ability is now inherent to any undead because because of the first game, the basins are now sort of a basic effect now brought forward. And Emerald Herald.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
So, upgrade the Estus Flask to be able to do more charges. In addition, we can also level up. Now, it's the cheapest it's going to be, which is 500 souls, and then it goes up for each level. In this case, definitely the strength. Moving it up to 9. Should allow us then, to wield, okay. The Broken Thief Sword. It's not any too much stronger, but you'll notice the swing is different. And the swing is relatively fast. That will come in handy. So, as we continue our journey, we'll take this lower path to the forest. Open. A rusted coin. Have the same effect. Temporarily boosting luck. Crushing the coin temporarily boosts luck. This rusted coin gives you that little extra bit of luck, making items and the like easier to find. The coin is engraved with the image of a god that was worshipped in ancient times, but no one knows its true origin. Looks like a winged being? Well, who knows? Regardless... a switch to pull. Now, what these gates that are closing behind us basically enable the game to cut off an area and then just say, I can unload it, to save on memory and space. So that was a big feature for it. Yeah. This is just so that they can quickly decide which area to load so it doesn't have to load both for long. Meaning it can feel, making it able to divide areas up and make things a little easier, because this game was originally on the PS3. Now with chests in this game, it is worth noting there are mimics in this game. Not this early on, thankfully, at least not your first playthrough. But the other thing to note is wood chests versus steel ones. Wood chests can be broken if you want to hit them too many times. Doing so will ensure that let you know whether or not it's a mimic, but you risk only getting rubbish instead of the item. And in this case, a human effigy. And there's an item over there. Well, let's go for it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Nice jump. Homeward Bone, Soul of a Lost Undead. Nice. And we see lots of blood, though. What could possibly be here? Another one of those big trolls. The Forest of Fallen Giants. Trust me, you didn't miss much. It just walks around. You literally just walk around. Oh. Yep. Yeah. Note, though he looks like he should notice you, the big troll there doesn't actually have great peripheral vision. If you stay on the main shore, he won't bother you. At least in my experience. If they've altered it... Oh. If they've altered it since then, I couldn't tell you. But generally speaking, the troll won't... Unless you go out of your way, that big guy's not going to bother you. That being said, you don't want to deal with him this early. Trolls can suck because of the way their hitbox works. Yep. There it is. There's the jump attack. There it is. And there's the guard break. Alright. And as things stand, these soldiers are just trying to ambush you. Nice and easy. Throwing knives. That one's got a bow. Oh, another soldier coming after us. Yep. Note that I took damage, but we didn't really flinch that much. Yeah, that's one thing about this game. You can end up taking damage and not really realize how bad it is. Like, yep. Alright. That and your drink is slow. Like, this game versus the first, even the first one, this game feels slow. Broken Thief Sword at risk. So, our weapon's about to break. Once they're broken, you're gonna have to do something else. So, you can either equip a different one, but our dagger's still going good, so we'll use that. Bear in mind, it's every time you get to a bonfire that it gets healed. And more Souls of the Undead. And no matter how far you get in the game, the only place you will be able to level up is back in Majula. So, just be aware of that. Life Gem. Now, as slow as Estus is healing, there's a way to do even more slow healing, even slower healing, which is Life Gems. Gradually restore a small amount of HP. It's not much at first, but it can build up. And now here, if you've been playing the Souls series long enough, you should look at this room and go, okay, so this is just a lot of traps to try and get me basically to be killed by people I think are corpses. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So. Yep. Just take your time. Take them out one by one. Green Blossom. It's a plant which increases your stamina regeneration rate for a short time. There we go. Alright, this guy's unarmed, so at least he's relatively simple. Hey, we got their boots. They're probably just a straight upgrade to our current ones. Well, physically anyway. They're a little weaker, the fire... okay. But it overall is a better improvement, so... might as well. Hey, and another throwing knife. Try torch, friend. Yeah, that'd be nice. Problem is... oop. I got too close. Because that's one of the traps for this area, is that guy up there has fire bombs. Yep. They hurt. They're not the worst thing, but it is just one of those. Okay. Yeah. Alright. This one... the broken straight sword. Okay, we should be able to wield that. Yep. And it is actually better than the dagger. Damage-wise, so... that's at least a little more to us. And this is the way we can get up to the top where that guy is. Yeah. This is also where you learn soldiers can climb ladders. By the way, if you're both on the ladder, he will kick down at you, to try and knock you off. Another life gem to replace the one I used. And that is a jump you can make, but this early on it's probably going to kill you even if you do make the jump. Just because falling damage is brutal in this game. Like, they love to try and make you fall because You don't take much to break your ankles. So my suggestion? Don't bother right now. Another soul of a nameless soldier. And... alright. So this is one of the knights. Ow. There we go. Alright. So without him down there, we're now safer up here, and we don't have to worry about his fire bombs as much. But you'll also notice there's an item over there. Alright. Time to test my luck. And for the jump, we make the short sword. There it is. Which is a step up even from there. Oh, we don't have the dexterity. Okay. So, the problem with starting deprived. You lack the dexterity to do much, or the strength to do much. But, at the very least, we've at least stopped him from being able to throw bombs at us from up above. Which is a huge boost in making the rest of this area not easy, but possible. In addition, we did get some random throwing knives. If you're not going to go deprived, one thing I would suggest is actually starting as the explorer. Because you'll find in this game, items are actually one of the most useful since magic isn't as useful, you'll find plenty of items are. Or at least that's the way I've always encountered it. Alright. And you? Alright. There's still a few more fake corpses we need to deal with, but little by little, we're getting there. So, yep. Luckily, you're not armed, so you're simple. Yay, more throwing knives. The broken straight sword. And let's see. But yeah, you can imagine if you walk straight through this area, getting jumped is the most common event. Nice. Alright, that should be about it. I think one or two more. Alright, you. Yeah. Nice. And that's clearing out this first area. But we're not done. Be wary of the left. A pile of soldiers, bones, and yeah, soldier facing here. Be wary of enemy in short prudence. Yeah, so basically this is bypassing an ambush. Nope, no it isn't. That's where they love to mess with you. Got him. Yep. I love that fake out so much. They're like, don't go left, don't go left. You'll get ambushed. The actual ambush is the one where you think you got the one guy. I will always love that ambush so much. This is how you knew the developers knew what we were, the kind of mentality we were going through. It's like, okay, so the ambush is, okay, so we take the one guy out, and then I come around and shank this guy in the back. Alright, I get the feeling. Why are there 3 guys in this room looking to kill me? Because no, you're not as clever as you think you are. Some wood bolts for a crossbow, if we get one. But yeah. By the way, they're not done ambushing you. Oh my god. I'm too used to Elden Ring's freaking guard counter, which is way too good and it is brokenly good, but it's still just like, you get used to being able to use that. Alright. Come on. Got him. But yeah. As you can see, you go through a lot of weapons. Alright. At least early on. Life gem. Nice. Gonna toss a life gem now, cause yeah. Yep. Yeah. Alright. Yep. There we go. Nope. Alright. Get behind him. Alright. Yeah. One of the friggin' archers got me in the back. But at least we got away from there. A buckler. I think it's technically a little weaker than the shield. Yeah. Same physical, a little more magic, less magic, but... Oh yeah, but I can't use it because I don't have the dexterity. My bad. Alright. And an archer from over there. Not much we can do about him. At the moment. But... an item over there. Might as well go for it. Yeah, of course. If you think it's not guarded, you're wrong. Nope. Nope. I was gonna say, general rule of thumb, you don't want to heal in combat unless you're absolutely sure the enemy can't reach you. Just being honest. A witching urn. Magic damage in a pot, basically. Alright. And our next bonfire. Nice. And you're an NPC, okay. Hello.
Buy something, anything.
What's up with your hand?
Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
What is up with your hands? Yeah. This is Merchant Hag Melentia. Melentia carries everything in her life with her.
My name is Melentia.
Melentia, sorry.
You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war, fought long, long ago. when the giants crossed the sea.
When the giants crossed the sea, huh?
Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself had nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own.
Indeed. We all do carry some sort of burden. Now, as far as Valentia's stock, let's call it. Broken straight sword, a hand axe. That actually would be pretty nice. A club. A cestus. I know how it's spelled, but it's a cestus. Now, the thing about cestuses are, look at the scaling. They get a ton of points for all that strength and dexterity you have. They may not seem like much, but they are quite potent. And let's see, she also has some spells. Obviously, Melentia is your sort of scavenger. Builds up and kind of gets all sorts of supplies just from what other people have dropped, from dropping dead in this land. So let's see. Human effigies, life gems, amber herbs, fire bombs. Note she has an unlimited supply of fire bombs. Do not underestimate how useful that can be. An unlimited supply of witching urns. A small clay urn enwreathed in magic explodes, inflicting magic damage. Created in Melphia, a land that flourishes with magic and pyromancy. Though the magic contained in the urn lacks potency, it is a boon to any inexperienced traveler. Throwing knives. This simple weapon is easily utilized, its range is limited, and it deals very little damage, but even still it is a valuable tool in the absence of other ranged weapons. The bright bug, a tiny bug that produces light. Bright bugs are said to comfort the dead, and are found in the marshlands leading to the undead crypt. By ingesting a bright bug just before death, the moment at which they glow most brightly, one attains great power for a short time, often utilized as a last resort for adventurers who have lost their way. But it has no effect in other worlds or for phantoms. And down here, Lenigrast Key. Key of blacksmith Lenigrast of Majula. Majula, the land of exiles, is comprised of abandoned old houses, one of which Lenigrast has fashioned into a workshop. And Melentia stole the key and locked him out. I don't know if you get the key if you kill her, but I'm not going to because she's useful. Again, unlimited fire bombs and witching urns. So, we'll pay the 1,000. And I really want to get the cestus because I know that that's going to be useful for us. Sure. Get it now so we have it. So we're aiming for 10 strength and 7 dexterity.
Thank you kindly.
Alright. Here we can see that someone wants to be summoned. Yeah. Online play is pretty common in this game. But we'll get to that when we do. I think the next thing we're going to do is, yeah. Alright, and because this is the original, they never... Alright. So, we're going to pop the souls we have now to start getting levels. Yeah. Because I get the feeling we're gonna... I want to start working towards our cestus. Alright. Alright. So let's see. So we'll head back to Majula. Again, the only place you can level is back in Majula. That will not change as the game goes. So, first, we'll open the key. There you go, buddy. Note, there is a direct reward already. Here, he had stored away a short bow. There you go, buddy.
Ah, yes, very good. Now I can get to work. But first, let me set up. Come again later.
Okay. And you, the Emerald Herald...
Bearer of the curse. Seek, lest...
Yeah. And that's the there's the source of the meme and the joke you will always hear about this game. Bearer, seek less. Because that's what you hear when you go to level up, and you will be leveling up a lot. So not 10 strength, 10 dexterity, and let's start improving our endurance. Alright. So, yeah. So our attack goes from 47 to 113. But we also need... We'll need some more dexterity before we can use the bow. We could use this two-handed. Or just the straight sword now. So, between the two... Yeah. The cestus is at 113, and it's 139 for the short sword. Which, all things considered, considering it's just a glove with some extra fittings attached, isn't bad damage. And again, remember the scaling is A and B. And these are unupgraded. So... Yep. So, note that for traveling, there's also something to look at. Bonfire intensity. Basically, it's the equivalent of how many replays of the game you're going to go deeper. Bonfire ascetics, that which we talked about earlier, increase that level by 1 each time. Alright. Now, there are two ways to go, upstairs and down. The problem is, I only have 19 seconds of torch right now, so I don't actually want to do the upstairs. So, we'll climb down. Alright. And a poleaxe-wielding soldier. There we go. There's a lot more strength to us. He's hiding behind the friggin'... Ow. Alright. Oi. That's a big nasty creature down there. Some kind of iguana fire creature. And this way does not open from this side. Okay, so we'll have to take the long way around. Oh, the soldier came from over here. Surely there's more. Soul of a lost undead. Alright. And this door? Nah, it's locked. Oh well. We'll just have to take this way around. Ah. Nope, locked as well. Man, there's just locked doors all over the place. Alright. Now, this is just because of my memory. But I kind of want to have... Yeah, I'm going to need to be able to I'm going to have to two-hand this. But... for now, we'll go with this. Just using some foreknowledge, because it'll be obvious why in a little bit. But for now, let's just head on our way path up here. And... alright. Big guy in armor. Well... yep. Alright. Yep. Yep. Ow. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Oof. Alright. But yeah. Oh, this sucks. That sucks worse. I was just a little too close. Oh well. Yeah, but yeah. Those guys are that guy is pretty... for whatever reason, his weapon is fire enchanted. Oh. So he tends to blow those up. I don't know if that is... to this day, I don't know if that is specific. Like, he does fire damage, or if it's just... his weapon is just keyed specifically to blow those up. But anyway. Now... oh wait. Now we run into a bit of a problem. Because that guy up there actually has some extra protection that you aren't going to know about your first time through. So, let's meet him. Say hello to the first boss. By the way, he's got backup you're not... ladies and gentlemen, this is literally the first boss of the game in this area. He just comes down, nope. No grand opening. He drops down, and he's just here to kill you. Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's just here to kill you. Yep. Nah. Stick with the Cestus. Yep, and that's what sucks about him. That chip damage? Yeah. And yes, you can kill him here. If you're prepped and ready to go, you can kill him. I'm not going to, more than likely. I'm going to put every effort into it. Oh, yeah. But, as you can see, he's got a good mix-up of attacks. And a good amount to hit you with. That's actually a grab. Yep. Yep. That. Yeah. Baiting him into doing that is probably your best counter chance. Nope. And there's the other guy in the corner I've been trying to avoid. Oh, he caught me. And that's game. And that's my death. Yep. Because that. This guy is such a pain. Mainly, okay. There's an upside to this, though, however. The first upside is the simple truth that he only appears once there. Once you've encountered him once, he will not show up again to do that to you. It's just purely a dick move to throw you off. The other upside, any damage you do to him, I believe, remains in the boss fight. He doesn't get a heal from him. So that's at least something. If I'm remembering correctly. But it has been a while, so I might be off. Other thing to note, look at the top left where my HP is. There we go. Note that my max HP is now capped. This is because I've become slightly more undead. Each time you die, you lose some of your max HP, up to a maximum of 50%. Once you hit half HP, that's as far down the rabbit hole as you go. That's as close as you get to hollow. Now, what that would mean in lore-wise, meaning that would be as low as you get, but, you know, you're the player character, so naturally you don't go the whole way to hollow. The whole way to hollow is basically these... For you to go completely hollow would basically be... Getting away? Okay, that wide swing. Yep. Okay. By the way, don't stand right behind this guy because of that. I mean, you get some nice blunt damage extra on him, but it's really not worth it. Okay. But yeah, he only takes... Those guys are really bad when you're starting off, because almost every weapon you're going to come across is some kind of sword or dagger. And they're only really weak to blunt damage. Which is why the cestus. As nice as the two-handing the mace is, this is still more consistent. Alright. And like I said, thankfully this guy only drops once. Past that point, yep. However, he gets replaced with these idiots. Yep. Yeah. So, no, it's never going to get easier for you. On the upside, you can lead them down here and blow them up if you have fire bombs, or some kind of fire weapon. Yep. And down here, they tend to take it a bit more one at a time. Yeah, a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, I got my souls back, so it's not as bad as it could be. Yep. Yep. And yeah, I'm not up there anymore, so I won't be as stuck. Oh yeah, like I said, this game is still probably, I consider, both either the easiest or the hardest depending on what you're going for. As you can see, the start, well, I also started deprived. So I honestly picked one of the hardest starts, but that's because this is one of the longest games. The longest ones. So I've got plenty of time to fix things and get stronger. Yep, fire bombs. Yeah, you're going to die a lot. They warned you at the beginning. Those old ladies told you no untruths. What it takes, though, is the understanding that even if it's going to be difficult, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Alright. Wow. Alright, try one more time. There we go. There we go. Alright. And now put the short sword on, because that'll help us deal with... Alright. Okay. Okay. Getting rid of the spear wielder is the critical thing here, because he's the only one with a real defensive measure. Alright. So, Estus Flask. And while they come down to fight me, one by one... Yep. Come on. Yeah. Oh, because he's blocking the ladder. That's cute. Go away. Oh, wow. Alright. Woo! That was close. Oh, there we go. You finally figured out the ladder. Hey, gloves. I'll say, they're just better than mine. They're heavier, but they're better than what I got, so... Sweet. Human effigies, life gems... Hey, there we go. Torch time. Estus Flash Shard. Yeah. So we're up to 5 minutes and 19 seconds now. Nope. There we go. And repair powder. So now we can fix weapons without having to go back to the bonfire. Awful lot of powder there. Wonder what would happen if I... And there's a shortcut. There we go. Note that these guys don't have that violent reaction that the spearmen did in Dark Souls 1. These guys keep jabbing even when you block. Nope. Gonna come after me or what? One of you should. And of course, it's the one wielding this pole arm. Ow. Damn stairs. Okay. There we go. There we go. And now for you. There we go. Now. Wow. I would say, it looked more like he's... Yeah, it looks like more like he's kneeling than dead. Oh well. Hey, Melentia. I got some more souls. Need stuff.
You again?
Yes, me again. I definitely want a second cestus. Then from there... The traveling merchant stuff isn't great, except the headpiece. Raises item discovery.
Thank you.
So it's better physical defense and extra item discovery. And as someone who wears glasses, I can appreciate having at least a monocle. Alright. When we've created a shortcut, so let's head back to Majula, now that we've should have enough time, given enough time for our favorite blacksmith, Lenigrast here, to set up shop.
You, stand back. This is dangerous work. The name's Lenigrast, just a simple blacksmith. And you are... another useless traveler. A man ought to labor with his feet planted firmly in the earth, not roam around like you flirtatious vagabonds. Oh, what does it matter? Your equipment. Let me have a look.
So, he sells actually quite a bit. Swords, broadswords, falchions, estocks, rapiers, battle axe, mace, spear, a good plethora of weaponry, as well as a good supply of an infinite supply of the basic wood arrows and bolts, but also some iron ones. In addition, he sells your first Titanite shards and a repair powder. He can also repair your equipment in case you break it, where, remember, you only break it if you completely deplete the bar. Otherwise, it'll restore but if you head to a bonfire. Only when it's broken does that effect not take place. You can also reinforce. So, for example, both weapons and armor can be increased their defensive values. Bear that in mind. Weapons and armor can both be improved.
Drat. Don't spend your whole life in transit, you hear?
But thank you, Lenegrast. Glad to see you're up. But before we go to do that, there's something else I want. And that's a shield with 100% physical resist. I believe you sell one.
Oh, hello again. I hope you find something...
I believe this shield... 85, my bad. No, it's the... Okay, 90... Okay, still. 90% physical resist and only 10 strength required. Yeah, a medium-sized metal shield, commonly used standard shield. Has a pointed top designed for ease of use while on horseback. For now, that'll improve our durability greatly.
Thanks very much.
So, again, that moves 75% down to up to 90. So, and in addition, if we throw the second cestus we have, now, there's wielding it with both hands. Now, we don't have it yet, but when we get enough stats, I believe it's 1.5 times the required stats. So when we move up to 15 strength and maybe, I think it'll be 12 dexterity, we'll be able to go into what they call the power stance, basically where we'd be able to use both cestus at the same time and hit faster and more relentlessly. When we get there, but I just want you to be aware of one of the things we're aiming for currently. In the meantime, we now have a much stronger shield, reducing physical attacks down to 90% of their damage. We can still parry, and overall, we are getting a little stronger each time. Now, traveling back, and we've only actually explored a small portion of this Forest of the Giants, believe it or not. Forest of the Fallen Giants. Now, I've been taking the same loop down, but actually, I messed with you folks. There's actually 3 ways to go, by the way. Oh, wow. There are actually more ways to go. One in particular is over here. This drop here will hurt a little bit, but it is another way to get down to a lower area. Yep. 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 Make no mistake, though, folks. There's going to be plenty of reasons to go where we're going, but managed to get this, another human effigy, which helps you recover basically your humanity and restore you back to having full HP capacity. Yep. Nice. There we go. Now he'll be coming after us. Yep, there we go. That run of theirs is still funny to me. Ah, he got the first hit, so... Oh well. Alright. More torch time. And Soul of a Lost Undead. Nice. Okay, Hollow Infantry Helm, which we don't need. Throwing Knives. Those will always come in handy. Hey, more of their boots. Alright. As you can see, there are statues of the soldiers down here. No, again, this is a bait trap. Do not stand behind these big turtle knights. Just don't. They're just going to do exactly what they did before, which is just fall backwards onto you. I do love that the world kind of shakes with every weapon, every swing of their weapon. It's such of a simple effect, but it helps you feel it. Just the weight of that weapon going, oh, that's gonna hurt. And if it does in fact hurt. And this is another bait trap of teaching you to pay attention. This whole thing is on fire. What's setting it on fire? The big lizard in the back. Soul of a Proud Knight. So that's a lot of souls. And let's see. And there's your trick. And this chest actually gets you one of the best weapons for the early game. The Fire Longsword. And when you count 3 explosions, then you can run out. The Fire Longsword, as you might expect, is a fire-enchanted longsword. It just does good damage for the beginning. And while your physical scaling is capped out, it does have C fire scaling, which is based around faith, I believe. So, yeah. It's pretty good. More life gems. By the way, if you're curious, on the other side of this wall is where we saw those lizards. So this tells us a story about this area where this fort, the attack came from underground. This fort at one point was impregnable. But this attack from underground with these fire lizards caught the soldiers off guard and basically rendered them unable to do much. And we can't reach over there from here, but it is worth noting, yeah, that is, much of this defenses were bypassed. The plans and the plans for the soldiers. Wow. Yep. Yeah. Note, the Drang Lake soldiers were no slouches. Even caught off guard from an angle they weren't expecting, to this point, they still are all putting up a hell of a fight. This was their home, and they defended it properly. Ow. Yep. Okay. Alright. Alright. Got him. Alright. So, that's another way we cleared out. And we got some more torch time. So, let's show off why the torches are important. It's not just well, actually, there's a couple places we can go with that. So since we just did this, okay, right. I gotta forget I rested, so I reset everything. All right, there we go. I forgot that in the beginning, finding a 100% physical resist shield is really rough. And no, you can't just drop down as much as you want. Again, you get used to Elden Ring and that jump becomes your favorite thing in the universe. There we go. But then you don't also have the gut breaking attack that is the drop attack, like in this game. Not that it comes in handy that often, but you'd be surprised. By the way, I've said this before, and I will remind you, for those people who like to play and just hoard items, I am your worst nightmare. I will use every item at my disposal until I run out. I am not a hoarder. Yeah, I am not a hoarder in the slightest. I am the sort of person, if I believe this item will save me time and energy, I will use it. There he is. There's the last one. Hey, they're actual armor. It's actually weaker. It's lighter, but it's actually weaker than our tunic. Go figure. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Alright. And again, one of the reasons I love the Cestus, that A and B ranking. So I can throw all the points into Dex and Strength and get some kind of real punch, get some real punch out of it. Pun fully intended. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Ah. Oh well. Yeah, we're getting close to where we're going to start getting fire bombs. But, alright. Now, I came out here to show you a point. there are multiple reasons the torch is invaluable. And yes, corpses do just get dropped back into position when you start coming back after you've killed them. So you can get some funny and awkward ragdoll effects. But anyway, so now that I have enough time, we want to light the torch. That does not cause you to reset like the resting at a bonfire does. Know that. So we now have 10 minutes, which is more than enough. Because we just want to get back to here. Because this is faster than trying to get to the Majula bonfire and get this way. Because set this alight. Ah, they must have removed it. There used to be an invisible enemy here that you could see with the torch. Oh well. Yep. Throwing knife. Okay. Oh well. Trying to think. Because there's no other torches down there. That guy doesn't really matter. Oh well. Oh well. Guess it doesn't matter. Well, at the very least, we got some more souls on our hands, so that's always a welcome situation. So now we'll start looking through the rest of the Forest of Giants. We've actually pretty much cleared out that section. Everything we've reached up till now, with the exception... Yeah, we'll take the ladder down first. Alright. Nice. Yep. Alright. Oh, I should light this one too, just because it'll make life easier later on. Alright. This'll just save me time later on. Alright. Yeah, you're awake, I know that. And now, one of the last areas I've been skipping over is here, where these archers have been shooting at us. Now, there's a couple different ways to handle this. But the easiest is to walk over here. There we go. Punch him out of the way. Some more torch time. Trust me, you'll have plenty of torch time as this game goes. Yep, getting sniped. Alright. And yes, I pop a lot. I tend to pop life gems pretty liberally. There we go. Nope. Yeah. Alright. Especially this early on where the game, especially if you're doing a deprived run, you don't have much HP in the first place, so best to make use of what you do got. There we go. Yeah, these archers are pretty damn good, actually. Yep, Cestus at risk. Alright, switching over. There we go. Life gem. Alright, continue to regen. There we go. Alright. What? Shit. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Well, I'm here now. That just drops you in the water and kills you. That looks like a path, so we should be alright. Ah, okay. Yeah, this is just this side. This gets us another Titanite shard, which I'm thankful for. Chug. Alright. And then this just leads you up, around, and back. So then we can come back this way. This item, okay, it's just their armor. And let's see. Oh, right, because I can't get there until I get over here. So it's time to make the leap. Sweet. Alright, so we can come down here. And this will let me get rid of this idiot up over here. Okay. And then it's another one-way trip, unfortunately. Yeah, this area is kind of annoying just because it can be a lot of going back on yourself. But it's not the worst thing. Plus, the fewer archers there are, the better off you are in general. Okay. So yeah, there's the one idiot up there, and the one idiot up there. Okay. This is actually, and what we're going to witness here is actually a case of the game being kind to you. That is the enemy dropping a rock on an enemy and killing them. And then the rock falls into that abyss hole. But the truth is, this is the guy who pushed said rock. But before we handle him, just so I don't have to worry about this guy sniping me. Thank you. And he's just guarding an amber herb, so which are useful if you're exploring and you insist on doing magic in this game. Alright. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just daydreaming, I think. My name is Kale. I'm a traveler, like yourself.
Oh?
I'm navigating the continent to create a map.
Okay, well, maps are always useful. Provides information and gives you a sense of where you are and where you've been.
Why cartography, you ask? Well, that's a good question. When I first came to this forsaken land, it was... a curse? Something about a curse? How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, would be the
know
effects
for
of
certain.
the curse.
I have always been very fond of maps.
Till all that remains is the soul of a person, the very core essence of them.
I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there.
Yes, I've seen it.
I've made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid.
Indeed.
Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait. No, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall.
The curse takes all.
Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion.
Oh, thank you.
What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but I would not venture deep into the mansion. I can't be certain. Something about it feels wrong. I'll be back. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure. I'll be...
Okay. So, we've now met Kale, a map lover. And considering the nature of this place, having a map of it would be extraordinarily useful. So, let's head out. And now we've officially explored every area we could so far. So, there's that. Oh, wait, wrong way. I'm like, wait. I'm going the wrong way. Alright, so let's head back. So now we'll take a rest to recover. And let's light the torch again. We now have 14 minutes. And head upstairs. Where... It's locked. But unlike many of the other doors, this one seems a little... weak. Indeed. Alright. Damn. It got away. But yeah, this room is actually pitch black without the torch. Yeah. a small leather shield, some repair powder, a hand axe, and underneath the table here, a hollow soldier helm. Now let's see, that hand axe. Yep, it's definitely stronger. And then here. Yeah. It'd be hard to notice him until you were already on top of him. But, in our reward for climbing the whole way up here, some all white soapstone, which allows us to basically leave messages, and some radiant gems, which are the better version of the life gems. Slightly restores HP, just restores HP. The dull glimmer of these mysterious stones brightens with the passage of time. Which is interesting, because much like the healing items, so much like the golden runes in Elden Ring, they get bigger and transform as they go by devouring on death. Anyway, let's head back to Majula. We'll start popping the souls we got, especially that Proud Knight, putting us up to 6,000. Oh, I forgot, it's not a separate option to use multiple in this one. It is just you can pick. We also have the Estus.
Is that it? Here, to see, however.
Yep, upgrade, so we can now do 3 strings per rest. And we have some Titanites, so let's see about
I knew you.
Reinforcing. We'll start with the Cestus. Alright. And that hand axe.
I'll be around.
A little more damage each time. And in addition, leveling up.
There. Less.
So 13. So that puts us at 120 and 180 for our attack damage. Not yet. Alright. But in the meantime, the axe is doing well. And well, we were given access to it. So let's go. Open the mansion and see if there's something more in here. And see this map Kale was so invested in. Well, seems to be a library of books here. I believe some of them are famous, is a famous French book. I don't remember what it is. A Pharaoh's Lockstone. we'll want to hang on to that for a bit. But it's ancient tomes. And the White Book I know is a favorite of the director of the game. Alright. And there's a way down and a way up. Check upstairs. And here we'll find a ledge overlooking the town. And a chest. Titanite shards and some more torches, putting us at a grand total of almost 30 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't take long for you to get enough time where worrying about how long you have your torch out is not a major issue. But here's where Kale was directing us. A map. And just to be clear, Kale's not wrong. This is a map of Drang Lake. Now what I want you all to do is take a look at this, take a screenshot. Here, I'll try and move. Take a screenshot. And take a moment and think. We got here from the things betwixt. Because this is an separated island nation. Surrounded by stone and rocky terrain. The reason I bring this up is because, unsurprisingly, one thing I've yet to see people come across is the simple truth that this looks like a chunk of the map of Elden Ring. If I had to make a guess... No, I won't make a guess. I'll just leave it at that. This is a separate island. The Lost Kingdom of Drang Lake. But then, Kale also warned us not to go too deep in the mansion, as there were things down here. And again, he's not wrong. Just by that vaunted map of his. Yeah. Nice. Alright, it's not the kind that gets back up. Okay. Alright, and it gets dark down here. So, we need a torch. Well, that should be simple enough. By the by, that little huff sound you hear, there's a trio of little pigs that... There's a trio of pigs that live outside the little mansion here. They're mainly used as target practice by most players. I mean, they will attack you, and early on they can prove something of a challenge. But later on, they're basically just there to help you test a weapon on. But yeah. We now have quite a few moments of torch time. So, bear in mind it replaces your shield, but at the same time, it can still be worth it. Alright. Estus Flash Shard. Nothing here. Oh, and another chest. Another steel one, too. A soul vessel. Which are a unique and special item. A vessel that will accept your souls. It can allow reallocation of levels, but without proper assistance it may simply drain you of your souls. If you truly wish to start again, go to where your journey began. Basically, if you don't like the way your stats are allocated and you want to try something different, head back to the old ladies. They'll help you out for the cost of that item. But that's up to you. Still, it is definitely an item that will come in handy. In addition, so will the other item we picked up here, the Pharaoh's Lockstone. Stone activating a creation of Pharaohs the Vagabond. Pharaohs the Vagabond was a legend who wandered the lands creating contraptions to help those in sincere and dire need. The scope of his travels was so wide that Pharaohs may have been mistakenly credited with many inventions that were crafted by others. But trust me, folks, Pharaohs' Lockstones will come in handy. There are certain places that they will especially be worthwhile. For now, though, let's put that Titanite to more work.
What?
Yeah. Found some more Titanite shards, so pardon me. There we go. So 54 per hit.
I'll be around.
So that puts it at what? 131. Still weaker than the axe inherently, but trust me, in the long run of this game, that won't matter too much. But alright. Got through a majority of this. And I think we're going to leave it here for right now, because I'm starting to get kind of hungry. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. This has been the start of Let's Stream Dark Souls 2. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time on this, or maybe something else. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.